I'm still thinking about the great time that I had with Johnathan Majors last week. It was so... When I tell you, I've just been such a fan of his work. I hosted a screening and a Q&A of his new movie, Magazine Dreams. Now, the movie has gotten great reviews. It's got an 81% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which, you know, a higher the score means it's really good. And 92% of audiences love it. And so when we had the screening at the AMC, it was completely sold out. The tickets were so in demand that when I tell you, people were using other people's names to get into the theater. And this woman in a wheelchair got a seat. She told him, she said, "I'm Bevy Smith." And now Bevy Smith is our friend. She's a friend of the show. She's always on it. She has the term, she has it trademarked, it gets greater later. That's our Bevy Smith. She was on, what was her, Fashion Queen?
Fashion Queens, and you can hear on Bevelations on Sirius XM.
Bevelations on Sirius XM and Fashion Queen. So Bevy Smith is somebody. So when Bevy walked to the seat, the lady was like, "No, I'm Bevy." And Bevy was, because there were no seats. And Bevy was like, "No, I am Bevy." And the lady looked up at her and was like, "No, I'm Bevy." And she got to move in that wheelchair back and forth. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about people in wheelchairs. When they get to move in that wheelchair back and forth, they want to intimidate you. That's what it is. That wheelchair, she was like, "Yeah, something about to roll down over here." So her and Bevy going back and forth, and she said, "My name is Bevy too." And Bevy looked at her and said, "There's only one Bevy in the world, and that's me." So it was... Now the movie is starting. That's what was it. I was like, "Bevy, find a seat." So Bevy goes and sits in my seat. And I mean, it was so many people there. They were lined against the wall. They were sitting on the floor everywhere. It was standing room only. And so I was given questions to ask Johnathan about the movie. But after watching the movie, y'all, it was so intense. He plays a person who wants to be a bodybuilder. And so much so that it's like what the sacrifices he made, he almost like loses his mind. And how far would you go to get that dream? And, you know, also having like mental issues and just things like that. It was very intense. It was a serious drama, and I literally saw him say, getting an Oscar for the role. So when I looked at the questions, I'm like, I need better questions than what y'all, you know, what did you decide to wear on the day that you did this character? I need some intent. You don't want to look like you got some, you know, the same kind of questions. I needed like the thespian questions for Johnathan Major. And so asking how he got into shape was not enough. But everybody in the audience had really great questions. And one person stood up and he was like, "You know, you didn't do anything linear in the movie. You didn't shoot the movie linearly. So, you know, how were you able to stay in a character?" Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what the word linear meant. Because the guy kept using it. So after he said, I said, and just to let y'all know, Johnathan shot the movie out of order. So I just want to know, how did you do all those scenes out of order and stay in character? And Johnathan was like, "Yeah, that's why he said linear, Sherri." I never used the word. That's not one of my big words that I use. But, and the way I was looking at Johnathan, he got the best skin in the world. I was like, "Boy, your skin is smooth." But, he was so wonderful. He was so nice. He was only supposed to be there 20 minutes. He stayed for 40 minutes, asking questions, taking pictures. And literally, I kept saying, he's got to go because Megan Good and they had just gotten married. So they essentially, yes. So literally, Megan Good and Johnathan Majors essentially spent their honeymoon with me, okay? And I said, you know, I want to get y'all a gift, you know, for the nuptials. And so I texted Megan and I said, "Send me your address whenever you get a chance. I want to get you a gift." When I tell you 3 seconds later, she texted her address. So that means I got to get something. So I'm trying to figure out what do you get for people who have everything. But I think maybe if I put this picture in a frame, a beautiful pewter frame, and send them like big enough where they can put it on their wall. So there you go. But Megan and Johnathan had a wonderful time on your honeymoon with y'all. So we are wishing you all the best in your marriage, and may it last a long time. And so, Magazine Dreams, it is called Magazine Dreams. It is out in theaters. Please go and see it. You will be changed. He's amazing in Magazine Dreams.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good